We're starting to see the impact that this pandemic has had on mental health in this country. The Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, was on our program on Friday, and he said that he's very concerned about the lasting impact the stress and anxiety of the last year and a half is going to have. So can you talk us through some of the broader implications of this increased mental health toll from the pandemic and the impact that that might have on our healthcare systems?
We have a report coming out on this in a week or two at my organization, Resolve to Save Lives, but I'll give some of the highlights. First, it's really important to address substance use and abuse. We've seen an increase in alcohol use as well as the increase in opiate use, and alcohol can have a wide range of health and social harms, and there are evidence-based mechanisms to reduce the risk of harmful alcohol use, especially among youth, and especially with binge drinking, which is defined as 5 or more drinks at one sitting for a male and 4 or more drinks at one sitting for a female. So addressing substance abuse, extremely important, and I have to say, the most neglected area of our healthcare system, bar none. A little over a decade ago, there was a landmark study of healthcare in the US. It showed Elizabeth McGlynn's study in the New England Journal of Medicine, actually more than 15 years ago now, showed that the indicated care was only given about half of the time. Harmful care was given almost a fifth of the time. But what really stood out was you were in single digits when you had appropriate care for patients with addiction. In addition, we have anxiety, depression, addiction to screens, and really tried to come up with a better, healthier relationship between people and electronics. So we figure out when they're great enablers of connections among people, of efficiency, of working together, and when they can also be barriers to human connection and to students learning, to families being able to interact effectively around the dinner table. So I think there are a lot of things that will go back to the pre-pandemic normal, and there are a lot of things that will not go back, some for better and some not for better. It'll be great, for example, to see more telemedicine. It will also be great to see a more efficient use of teleconferencing and video conferencing so we can reduce the amount of travel that people have to do. But we also want to make sure that we build and strengthen social bonds, because those are so important to build our social capital of connections, whether that's at school, especially for our kids, or at work, or in communities.